Okay, everyone. Hi. I'm happy that you all are all here today. I was having a little bit of just a little bit of technical situations, but all cleared now. So thank you for joining in. And you know that you have a little sidebar where you can chat and ask me questions. And we can have a nice little communication back and forth with each other. I think, Gabriela, you're here, and I'm so happy you're here too. So thank you so much. And Ernesto Vega, thank you for being here as well. And I think I hope to see more and more of you along the way. So, sounds wonderful. And today's conversation is going to be about um, Zap Meditations. It's going to be about open eye meditations. It's going to be about creating mind states. I think what we pretty much were promoting was the open eye meditations, which is something I do every single day and something I've been doing for the greater part of my life. And we taught it during the Silva Method program, but it didn't always come off as a very main topic. And I'm just not always quite sure why instructors either didn't understand how to explain it, or maybe we didn't do a good job about training our instructors to explain it properly. But it's something that my father practiced and something that he taught us to practice as well. Annabelle, greetings from South Africa. Well, greetings from Texas to you. And so I just wanted to mention that it's something that the Silva Method has had from the very beginning. And one of the things that I decided to do is that I really wanted to make sure that you saw how it was part of the Silva course and Silva program from the very beginning. If those of you who have taken the live seminars, and even those of you who have done some of the case working sessions in the audio programs with Silva Intuition Training, you may recall that when we started to work cases, after establishing a lot, hundreds and hundreds of points of reference with what we see, hear, taste, touch, and smell with our mind senses in our projection exercises when we worked with metals and plants and animals and people and so forth. At the very end, we were to do case working. It's almost as if that was the goal all along from the very beginning, even since day one of Civil Life System, was to get to the very last exercise in Civil Life Intuition System, which is two different courses, but altogether it is a Silva Method, a 4-day program, because we were always being geared to learn how to enter our inner state, how to recognize that feeling of being at alpha, how to notice a difference that made the difference when we had our eyes open, we were actively engaged with the outer world versus when we had our eyes closed and we were internalized and engaged with our subjective spiritual world, the world within. So we were always making those points of reference along the way, and we were always learning more and more about how we function and how to manage our mind and to gain greater self controls in how we think, believe, behave, how to work with emotions like joy and love and gratitude to enhance our imagery. We did a lot of work with imagery. We also worked on the subjective energies of desire, belief, and expectation. We work with the ingredients of success, which is desire, belief, expectation, imagery, positive action, coherent emotions, and feedback. So we learned so much information, and then we did a lot of self controls. Manage ourselves more effectively with every meditation that we did, whether it's to be able to sleep better or wake up without the alarm clocks, mind body management, self pain management, problem solving, mirror of the mind, imagery. I mean, so many things that we worked with to finally get enough practice to be able to then do our mental projection into matter at different levels and depths, whether it be subatomic, atomic, molecular, or atomic, or the tissue level, organic level, or the whole body and mind levels as well. So we did a lot of projection exercises, exercising the mind and understanding how we were perceiving information, and also understanding how we could discern that information so that we could apply it to problem solving. That's what we do in Silva Intuition Training, and it culminates with the case working exercise where we project our mind to somebody at a distance. We scan them and we detect what may be possibly wrong with that person, mostly physically, but also mentally, emotionally, or psychologically as well. So we are able to sense information about a person that we may not even know at a distance of who knows where, and then be able to then send healing correction, healing energy, or solutions, problem solving to that person that's away from us. And towards the end of the whole program, as a close, we would always say something to the fact that the more cases you work of this manner, the more accurate you're going to be through time. So we always recommend that you work 100 cases, 500 cases, the more the better. But after you work 10 cases, for example, the usual process of going into that deep internal state into your laboratory was to do the 3-2-1 method: 3-3-3, 2-2-2, 1-1-1, to relax the body, relax the mind, and get deep inside. And then we would do a 10-1 countdown to enter your laboratory level, where you would meet your counselors who are there on either side of you. And then at that time, you would get to work on your case. You would say the image of the body of this person who said, let's say, this age, male or female, from this country, is on my mental screen, and you would scan it, sense information, and do correction after that. But then we would go on to say at the end, as instructions from here on, if you work 10 more cases and you feel comfortable and you feel like you're doing a good job, then all you need to do is a 10-1 countdown. You don't have to do a 3-1, 10-1. And you'll be at that same inner level, because your body, brain, and mind already know what it feels like to be at that special level inside where you are more intuitive and you'll be accurate and correct. But then we go on to say, if you work 10 more cases and you continue to feel that you're doing it accurately, then just a 3-1 method would be fine. That's enough for you to like zone into or zoom into that inner state that you have come to recognize. The right mind state that you have come to recognize will result in accurate information when you're doing this type of sensing. But we go on to say, if you work still another 10 cases and you feel like you're doing it a good job, then just closing your eyes is enough to go into that internalized state, because you have had so much experience recognizing what it feels like to you to be in that inner level where you can sense information accurately. But if we go on to say one more thing, is that when you are completely satisfied that you are working cases, or that you're using your mind abilities and you're tuning to the person and sensing information, and you feel very confident by that time because you have worked so many cases, then all you need to do is defocus your eyesight, like in a daydream effect. And that whole defocus, eye open state, when your vision is defocused, allows you to internalize your focus, and you're able to sense information in the same way. Because when you have your eyesight defocused, you can still picture things and sense information. You're more in tune with what you're picturing than what you're seeing. And the only frequency that requires high beta frequencies, or the only sense that requires high beta frequencies to operate it, is the focused sense of sight. When you learn to defocus or have that blurred vision and really concentrate more on the images your mind is creating on the mental screen, which I'm doing right now, then I can have my eyes open. My vision is defocused, but I can still picture my mental screen, mirror the mind if I want to, a person's body. I can still scan it and get a feeling. I can, close and open my eyes as I need to. And I can still be in that state of mind that is ideal for me to sense information, solve problems, get ideas, work on myself, do all kinds of things. So was taught in the Silva Method at the very end of the course, but a lot of people, or they didn't listen, or it wasn't emphasized enough for people to recognize the fact that you can easily go into a meditative state with your eyes open and have that sort of daydream effect going on, but consciously and purposefully. So anytime you internalize your focus, even if you have your eyes open with blurred or defocused vision, you can call that a meditation. And so I do that all the time. Sometimes I'm writing, creating different meditations for new programs that I put out, like Zap Meditations, which is a brand new one that we just finished and we're launching that, I think, next week. And so when I'm writing, and sometimes I want to experience what it's like. I just kind of sense what it's like to go through that mental journey and see if I resonate with it, if it seems to work for me. And then I kind of blink, focus again, and then I continue to write. And there are times that I might even just close my eyes briefly, and then just for a few seconds experience the journey that I want people to go through in a meditation. And if it works for me, I open my eyes and I continue writing, or I make modifications, or I upgrade it, whatever. So the whole concept of open eye meditations has always been part of the Silva method that maybe was not encouraged as it should have been, because I think it's such a valuable tool to work with. And I'm hoping that you see the value in that. So I would recommend that one of the first things that we like to do is to be able to get that feeling of how it is that you experience being at alpha. So I think that you might have that experience already. So if you close your eyes right now, and everybody close your eyes and take a deep breath and exhale and relax your body. You know how to do that from head to toes. Just releasing tensions and pressures along the way. You know what it feels like to be physically relaxed. Recall that feeling and create that experience again. Breathe deeply, slowly, and rhythmically as you go. And then take another deep breath and calm your mind by thinking of something tranquil and passive, or imagining being in your bed about to go to sleep, or a nice lazy boy chair relaxing. And take a third deep breath and relax. Notice how you suddenly feel a little bit different, more calm, more physically relaxed, more disconnected with your outer world and more connected with your inner world. Make a point of reference of that experience, how that feels for you. You can take it a little bit deeper with a countdown. 10, 9, feel going deeper, as if on an elevator going from the 10th floor down to the first floor. Feel that sense of descension, of descending. 8, 7, 6, deeper and deeper. 5, 4, 3, deeper and deeper. 2, 1. You're now at a deeper, healthier inner state, deeper than before. Again, make a point of reference by just noticing how your breathing is. Slow, deep, and rhythmic. By noticing how your muscles feel, relaxed and calm. And notice how peaceful your mind is. This, for you, is how you experience being at alpha. Remember that alpha is a very light, wakeful state where you are mentally active. Now, keeping your eyes somewhat defocused, open your eyelids and maintain yourself in that sort of inner calm state. And picture something positive, maybe an outcome that you're working on your mental screen. Picture yourself strong, healthy, vibrant, happy. Some of you are working on your weight, so imagine yourself at your ideal weight and size for health. Some of you are working on abundance or money, so imagine that you have a bank account full of money and you're comfortable and happy doing things that money can buy. Some of you are working on some health issues. So imagine on your mental screen, even though your eyes are open and you have blurred vision, imagine on your mental screen that's above the level of your sight that you are healthy again. Whatever issue you may be having has been corrected and you're over that. You have overcome it. Now blink, focus, and come back out here with me. I hope you all did that with me. Pam in San Antonio, I hope you did that. Gregory as well. Okay, so if you did that, did you notice a difference between being on the outer world and being in the inner world? Okay, great. So yes, some of you are already answering yes. And so uh, that's what you want to know. That's a mind state. That's a mind state that you have come to recognize and have made a point of reference of. Now, your point of reference is what's going to help you to connect with that mind state easily and immediately in a matter of just a second even. I mean, does it instantaneously because you desire it to be so. And these open eye meditations are really important because they don't take long to do. Once you have established that the point of reference itself for being in that mind state, it's very easy to access. And how it comes in really handy is that, like, for example, when you're working on a goal, for example, and you've already done, let's say you're a mirror of the mind with a blue frame and the white frame. And a lot of you have already done that. When we were in the last workshop working with the weight management, that we all set maybe a goal to reduce a certain amount of weight. Now, if that's what you did, you were guided to, at the end, or you were told to go into the outcome image. And from then on, anytime you happen to think of your weight, just to experience it, and at the moment that you think a bit about it as it already having been achieved. So if I already did the meditation blue frame and now I move to the white frame and I move into the image of me having reduced the weight and I feel great at this weight, I feel wonderful. I can do things I wasn't doing before. I'm more energetic. I feel more attractive, maybe even more sexual. I feel like I have a lot more energy and it feels really good to be at this weight. And I just really miss being at this weight. And when it feels at the best, that's when you lock it in with your three fingers technique. And typically you say, whenever I have a need or desire to feel, think, believe, or behave this way, all I need to do is press my three fingers together and it will be so. Now, remember also that the three fingers technique was also a trigger mechanism that you can use anytime together with any project, any goal that you might be setting to create, again, a point of reference or to be able to anchor in an outcome, it's a sensation, a mental state, anything, okay? A resource or whatever it might be. So that once you have done this three fingers technique in your meditation, then after that, you don't have to do the meditation anymore every day unless you want to. And I only encourage you to do the white frame after that. But throughout the day, when you're about to eat, throughout the day, when it just pops into your mind, throughout the day, if you're fixing a snack or you're fixing a meal, then all you need to do is pause for just a few seconds. Just go back and just think about, oh, wow, that wonderful feeling of being at my ideal weight and size. God, it feels so good. I'm picturing it right now. My eyes are open, but I'm picturing me at my ideal weight and size and how I feel super happy to be at my ideal weight and size for health. And then I just blink and come back again. And that whole process, which is a open eye meditation, typically are very short in nature. Now, granted, you can do it with your eyes closed as well, but sometimes you can't close your eyes just anywhere. Maybe you'll feel a little awkward or attract attention you don't need to attract or whatever it might be. Or you might want to experiment. We're just working with open eye meditations, and that's a good thing to experiment. You have more tools to work with, but typically when you're doing this open eye meditation, it's really a short, very short meditation. For me, they last like 10 to 30 seconds. And 30 seconds is sometimes a little bit long, but it's up to you. They can last also 2 to 3 minutes if you want to, by just being there and just imagining the experience. Some of you might want to close your eyes, and that's okay. But you have the option. You have the option of doing them with your eyes open and or your eyes closed. Sometimes just to eliminate all kinds of external stimulus, you might just want to close your eyes and then be in that experience of having achieved your outcome and feel it till it makes you feel good inside, till you feel some kind of sensation. And that's really what we're after. When you're doing open eye meditations, and they're short, they're Zap meditations. And I'll talk more about that because this is really what they are. We call these Zap meditations because they're very, very short and you can do them just about anywhere. So when you're doing these short Zap meditations, you do them to the duration that it creates a sensation in you. Now, what kind of sensation? It could be anything. It could be a feeling of just elation and joy, of that feeling of wonderful feeling of success. It could be a tingling. Sometimes I get a chill-like experience or sensation in my body. Sometimes I feel a little twitching going on. It might be a warmth because now you're working with maybe healing energy that's warm and spreading throughout your body. It could be something cool. I mean, again, the sensation can vary, but as long as you get a sensation, when you experience some kind of sensation, the imagery has done its work. And that's what we want to get to. So usually it doesn't take very long for you to experience a positive sensation, a positive emotion, either one, a positive feeling that goes throughout your body that you say, this is my imagery doing its work. And that's what we want to get to. So Zap meditations are really short. They can be a matter of seconds or just a couple of minutes. And you do it as long as you experience a sensation. Now, if you don't experience a sensation, then the imagery is not attractive enough or it's not believable enough. And if it's not attractive enough or desirable enough or believable enough, you're not going to get anything out of it, like anything else. It doesn't move you. So you want it to move you because you say, yes, I want that. And I want it really, big time. I want it badly, or I want it in a very wonderful way. And when you have that sensation, emotion, something going on, that's an indicator that the imagery is doing its work. Again, less is more when it comes to Zap meditations, but you want Zap meditations to be effective. And you'll know by this is the sensation or the emotion that it results in. And so here we go again. Do this every time you experience, excuse me, anytime you think of what you're working on. So when I have a project, I think about it all day long, and I don't let go of it. And that's another thing that the Zap meditations allow you to do. They allow you to connect with the healing process because if you're healing your body, if it's a health issue, that it's a healing meditation or a healing imagery, and that healing imagery is going to cause a sensation or an emotion. But if it's a project, maybe one of reducing weight, well, then that's also kind of healing related or health related. So again, the imagery is going to bring an emotion. But other times it can be a project. Maybe it's a work project. Maybe it's a relationship project. Maybe it has to do with money and abundance or time. And if anything, no matter what it might be, maybe you want to find the love of your life or whatever it is you're working on it. Anytime it comes to mind, you want to do this Zap meditation, even though it takes 10 seconds, because you want to connect with your goal over and over and over and over again. And especially when it comes to healing, the more you experience health or the more you experience any outcome, the faster you're going to attract it towards you. And the more desire and belief and expectancy you're going to have that will allow you to reel it in towards you or create the path that it will take to reach you faster than before. So it's important that we are very connected to the goals that we set for ourselves and that we connect with them frequently throughout the day, and that these healing imageries or success imageries that you're creating are to be done to the point that create a sensation and done frequently, and they don't, and that less is more. Okay, something along those lines. I hope that makes sense. Let me see. Um, Thank you very much. Happy that you're here too for this live seminar. So again, if you have any questions about anything I'm talking about, by all means, let me know. And this is really something that we find so valuable, and a lot of people don't quite get it all the time. They think they have to meditate three, 4, 5, 10 times a day, for long periods of time. And that's not a bad thing. And we even encourage it in Silva in the beginning. We always say, whenever you have, when you're learning to do your meditations, it's once a day is very good, twice a day is better, but 3 times a day is excellent. Yes, especially when you're learning to meditate. But if you are an avid meditator and you have done meditation and you like, I do it every day. I do it twice a day formally, like 3 to 1, 10 to 1 into my deep meditation, setting aside time. I do it twice a day. In the morning when I wake up, I spend time meditating, sending healing energy, setting my goals, and all that kind of stuff. I also do it when I'm jogging, but jogging is an open eye meditation. You can jog and meditate at the same time because I don't have to focus my vision for the most part when I'm jogging. I just need to have a safety area. And I can see, I notice that even though my eyes are blurred and I'm picturing outcomes and sending healing energy. But I also do it before I go to sleep. During the, before going to sleep, I always enter sleep through a meditation and then I just drift into sleep from my meditation. But during the day, it's open eye meditations or Zap meditations all day long, in, out, in, out, as I need them, for whatever I need at that point in time. Somebody shows up I didn't expect, and there's maybe a little bit of tension. Then I do a quick meditation, a quick Zap meditation, just to calm me, to keep me myself in check, and to make sure that I comport myself in the best way possible. The best me shows up, and so that it can happen that way or better. If I'm going to do anything, do a talk, then I want to make sure that I'm ready for the talk and that I just imagine myself being the best me delivering this talk to a specialized group, for example. If I'm going to talk to my boss, I'll take 10 seconds before entering my boss's office just to make sure that I'm composed. I'm the best me shows up to the meeting, and I think you follow what I'm saying, right? I said, wouldn't doing Zap, it's like ZAP, meditation so many times a day make us more attached to the end goal or project? Well, yes, and that's basically what we want to do is that we want to do them as they come to mind. I always think that anytime my project comes to mind during the day, it's because it needs attention. And so I'm going to give it attention. Even if it's just 10 seconds, then I'm just going to pause, focus on the outcome that I want, or better than that. Always don't limit it. Say, it can be this, but it can be better. I'm open to better as well. Okay. So every time it comes to mind, I feel it needs my attention. It's calling me. I need to do something, just to connect with it, reinforce it, strengthen the desire, belief, and expectancy to allow it to manifest into my physical reality. So yes, I would say that Zap meditations, doing them frequently throughout the day, does make us more attached to the end goal or project. But that's what you want. You want to manifest the outcomes, the end goal of the whole project itself. And so this is one of the best ways of doing it. So again, you can do open eye meditations under any circumstance. You can be cooking and doing open eye meditations. You can be gardening and be meditating. You can be jogging as I do, and also be meditating at the same time. Anything that kind of doesn't take a lot of your other physical engagement, especially that of the eyesight, you can do meditation. You can use as a way to induce a meditation, and the Zen meditations are what we like to do more than anything else. We have I think I mentioned briefly just in the very beginning that we just finished. I say we because my partner Irina and I, she's always like pushing me to make create new things that you guys are often asking for. And so when we experiment a lot with a lot of our meditations in different ways, delivering them to different groups of people, and they'll tell us, yes, give us more of this, or this doesn't work for me. And the Zap meditations were one of those things that did come up as oh, this is really going to work for me. And basically what we did is I created short meditations. Some of them are 5 minutes long, and some of them are like 10 minutes long. They're not very long altogether, but they are somewhat short meditations that you go through. I always tell people, anytime you do a new meditation that you haven't heard before, listen to it first with your eyes open, because that's this way you'll know what to expect. There'll be no surprises. A lot of times people come out of their deep inner state when they're surprised by something. And if you listen to the meditation before actually doing it with your eyes closed, listen to it first with the eyes open, then you know exactly what to expect. There will no surprises whatsoever. And in most of them, we have an instruction, or we have a process, a strategy, or we have a technique, or we have an affirmation, or we have a specific imagery that we share with you that you need to learn for it to be most effective for you. So it's important that you listen to meditation with eyes open first, so that you'll learn that. And that way it's easier for you to utilize it in a Zap meditation. But the first step is a two-step process. The first step is to listen to the meditation, and do it. And the second thing is to follow the instructions the meditation tells you in a Zap format. And what that means is that once you've listened to the meditation and you have experienced it, then throughout the day, when that comes to mind, when that topic comes to mind, or you have a need for it, then you can do a Zap meditation that lasts anywhere from 10 to 30 seconds. You can do it with your eyes closed or eyes open, but what you do is you connect to it again until it creates a sensation within you, and it makes you feel good, or sometimes it makes you smile. And at that point you can open your eyes and then just go about your business. And these Zap meditations are on many, many topics. They have to do with God, let me see, I can probably pick it up. Mm, Hold on. Meditations. And they have to do with so many, many, many topics. There's one about manifesting, about feeling attractive, has to do with success, and another one has to do with miracles. It also with feeling young and being youthful, focus and concentration, the sense of feeling secure and security. Another was about luck, understanding, keeping calm in your life, and another one has to do with harmony or confidence, or keeping your ideal weight, being slim or whatever it might be, just being at your ideal weight. Others have to do with healing. There's one is to maintain the energy of happiness and how to get more happiness in your life, embracing change. Another one is just to energize yourself. So there's 20 different topics that we're going to be working with. And I also did my best to be able to give you different techniques that you can then learn and modify for other things, whether you're using a trigger mechanism. There's one that we have a trigger mechanism that goes like this, another one where we have a trigger mechanism that we incorporate in this way, like this. So there's different things and different ways of being able to create our imagery and couple that with trigger mechanisms, for example, to give you the strategy to incorporate during the Zap format of the meditation. Anyways, I think they're going to be a lot of fun to work with. I think you're going to enjoy that. And Robin says, I'm so happy I caught this. I heard about you from my friend Laura. Funny enough, like me, my name. And at the beginning of the year when I had my awakening. I love your content. Thank you very much. That's really sweet of you. So yes, the Zap meditation course is already finished. In fact, I finished it day before yesterday. And so I think if I'm not mistaken, we'll probably start announcing it for sale probably next week, and be out by the beginning of the month or something like that. It'll be my birthday present to you. So, anyways, yeah. So, but it is finished, and it's a very cool course, I think. And then that allows you to have strategies as to how to create certain things that you need throughout the day as you need them. Because sometimes, maybe you're feeling low of energy, and so here you have a 10 to 30-second little Zap meditation that you can do just to boost you, energize you at that very moment. Maybe sometimes, you're a little confused and you need clarity, or you need to concentrate on something and you don't know exactly what to do. Well, now you know what to do. So you get a lot of tools and ideas, suggestions and techniques, affirmations, like I said, all kinds of things that you can utilize for just about anything. And the main thing is this, is that you need to remember that you already have every single resource in you. It's part of who you are to create any outcome that you want. So don't think, oh, I don't know how to do that. Of course you do. Or I'm not that way. Yes, you are. Sometimes you might be shy in some areas, but very bold in other areas when it comes to defending our children or protecting our pets or our home. We're going to take action. So in that context, you're very bold and courageous. And maybe in other contexts, you feel like very meek and quiet and shy. That's okay, but you've got the resource. I mean, it comes out. You can always tap into those resources, any resource at any time. That as long when there's a need, you're going to be able to find the resource and be able to access it with your Silva tools and techniques. And one of the best ways that you have is your three fingers technique. You know that. So always couple your three fingers technique with your meditations, especially when it comes to your Zap meditations, because it's a real fast track into their inner state because you've used it for other things. We've programmed it for many other things as well. We've talked about it so much and so many webinars and courses. We incorporate it in almost every technique that we have in the Silva Method, and we lock in mind states, resources, emotions. I mean, so many things with the three fingers technique. So it's a great tool to have available and use on a frequent basis. I totally recommend that. Zap meditations together with your three fingers technique are probably the two things that you're going to use most throughout your day, every day. And if you're not doing that already, then learn how to do that by practicing. What we're talking about here in this little webinar today is to learn how to incorporate it by just doing it. Experiment with that. Just experiment doing your open eye meditations and 10 to 30 seconds Zap meditations throughout the day and see what difference it makes for you to keep maybe calm, to have harmony, to have to attune to other people's thoughts and intentions for whatever the need might be. And a 10-second meditation can help you to do that. Um, we used to call them also stoplight meditations because I would recommend people, I think in the Civil Manifesting course, I recommend people to do it while they're waiting for a stoplight. Just kind of, you can just go into open eye meditation right there at the stoplight because you can tell when the light's going to change. And because you see the color changes, and that in itself is going to help you to bring you back to the outer world. And you blink, focus your eyes, and then go about driving, and you're doing it very mindfully and you're doing it very purposefully. So anytime you internalize your focus with a purpose in mind, that's a meditation in the Silva definition of dynamic meditation. Silva is mostly, not exclusively, but mostly engaging dynamic meditation, which is what made my father famous. Before my father's work, the main type of meditation was the transcendental type meditation or Zen Buddhist type meditation, which is very, 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 very deep and takes you to a deep theta, borderline maybe delta frequency where you are passive. So that means there's no activity. You're very calm. There's no thinking going on. It can be experiential, but nothing that you're generating with your imagination, with your pondering, with your searching and seeking for information, solutions, or whatever. None of that. This is a very peaceful, very deep, very passive inner state that takes more time to practice to get there and stay there and come out of it than it does to do the very active, light, wakeful, alpha type meditations that are so good for problem solving, healing, and for improving every area of your life. Let me see. I had more success with open eye meditation than with closed eye meditation. A lot of people do say that they kind of feel like I think they can just have a grab of it right there on the spot a lot more quickly and effectively than having to do this whole longer process of 333 222 111 and then deepening and then getting lost in your mind because you wander and then you lose track of what you were doing and then you come back and it's not very organized. A Zap meditation doesn't give you that opportunity. Zap meditations or short open eye, closed eye meditations, it's right down to the point. I mean, you're not going to allow your mind to wander anywhere. You just stay focused in that one experience of outcome, success, the healing, the abundance already achieved. I already found the love of my life. I'm so happy. It's already done. It's done. And you can experience it in the past 10 cents. And you're doing this for 10 seconds or longer. And you feel that wonderful feeling inside. And you go, yes, it's done. That's it. And then you do it again later when it comes to, comes back to mind again. So yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned that because I hadn't thought about saying that right now, but you're very true. All right, great. Let me see. And somebody else also agrees. So someone asked, how do you become a Silva instructor? Well, you go to the silvamethod.com or you look for Ken Kasha. Ken Kasha is in the US. He's the training director. And I believe in Europe, you call Lee Pasco, or you send her a message, and she's in France, outside of Paris, and she's the training director, I believe, throughout Europe. And so call either one of them or connect with either one of them, and then they'll give you the steps as to how to become a Silva instructor. Ideally, you're going to you're going to need to go through live trainings, and you're going to need to, of course, go through extensive trainings, but it's very doable. It's very, very doable. So, and then you get a lot of coaching along the way as well. Okay. So you're welcome. My dear friend and business partner, Irina, that some of you have already met as well. I mean, she's very, very well trained to be a Silva instructor, and she does some online kind of work that's ready, and she has great qualifications as well. So we can always help you along the way if you have questions to ask. But to get certified, I would recommend you go either to silvamethod.com or Ken Kasha or Lee Pasco. Oh, thank you. So Annabelle says, happy birthday. And thank you. You look so slim, gorgeous, and beautiful. Well, thank you very much. My birthday's not for a couple of weeks, and I'm very excited because my daughter and son-in-law are coming in from Spain. They live in Spain, and our whole family is going to come together. Well, our 3 children and grandchildren, which for us, not the whole family, but immediate whole family, we're going to come together and have a little family trip together. We haven't been able to do that in years. And so I'm very excited about that. So yeah, something I've been working and programming for quite some time. And this is something that's very wonderful to me. So, okay, any questions about Zap Meditations? About open eye meditations, about the value of having it to be short versus very long. And we already saw some value, which is, again, it gets you right down to the point. They're quick, they're easy, they connect you to your goal, they build on your desire, belief, and expectancy. And if it's for healing purposes, then you're going to get a zap of good chemistry being released into your system every time you do it. So instead of bringing about fear or despair or anxiety every time you think about your health and releasing negative chemistry that will contribute to the illness, what you're doing then is focusing on outcomes and joy and health and healing and happiness and energy. And that's going to do just the opposite. It's going to release the kind of chemistry that your body can release into its system to help the healing process, to get you to that outcome of health. One of my very favorite books that I read a long time ago, and was something that I really enjoyed. And a lot of his work, he's already passed away, but a lot of his work was I found to be very effective. And one of the things that he talks about too is the very small kind of jolts of energy you get from very short healing, let's say, healing imagery, for example. He focuses more as a medical doctor on health issues, but it's the same thing applies to any kind of project that you're working on, because it's going to require you to do basically the same thing and have the same emotions and the same expectation, and of course a desire and all that kind of stuff, and the imagery, how it's going to be. But he does give you a lot of great ideas. And being a medical doctor way back when, he had a lot of ways to apply his techniques with his patients, and very successfully so he was able to do so. And a lot of it was, of course, anecdotal, which many of the scientists don't always approve. But when you're in the kind of business I've been in for all my life, I've been teaching Silva for almost 50 years. I started when I was 19. And so, but of course I practiced it all my life because it was in my world, it was in my experience since day one, since before I was born, for that matter. So, but when you've been around this kind of work as long as I have, then you know that it works. You know, certain types or styles of thinking have better outcomes. Certain behaviors have certain outcomes. Certain thought processes and beliefs have certain outcomes. And it's very different when someone is a proactive, positive, optimistic, and things and the attitude matches that, and the beliefs match that, and the behaviors match that. It's a very different outcome and lifestyle that person is having than compared to someone who is pessimistic, negative, full of despair, anger, fear, whatever. That lifestyle is just the total opposite. And it's the interesting thing is that we can choose what kind of thinking or beliefs or attitude or behaviors we want to have because they're totally under our control. And it's really, really important for us to recognize that we can make that huge difference. If you change the way you think, you're going to change your life. But if you change the way you believe, you're going to change your life. If you change your behaviors, you're going to change your life. I mean, the lowest hanging fruit you've always heard me mention is right there. Think your thoughts, your beliefs, and your behaviors. When you change those and you upgrade them, your whole life is going to be upgraded. And it might be a gradual process, and some of you will move faster than others, but it's totally on you. I mean, nobody else is responsible for the quality of your life, your living experience than you. I don't care what else is going around the world and the struggles that we may be happy having because of the decisions made by authorities and outside figures. There's a way to go about it and experience it with a less impact if you have the right thinking, attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors. And I mean, it's just a bottom line, especially now with how things are all around us. We really need to focus more and more on having the proper, appropriate, helpful way of thinking, our attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors by far. Let me see here. Oh, it's the doctor's name is Gerald Epstein. Dr. Gerald Epstein. Here, I'll show it to you again. I use this as a reference as well. Okay. I listened to a webinar about finding a perfect life partner, and I'm happy to share that I've connected with a lot of potential mates. Yay! Awesome. I'm so happy to hear that. My husband, I programmed for. I have to tell you that, and I know many of you already know that story, but I definitely programmed, and we've been together almost 30 years now, and it just gets better and better every day in every way because perfect is perfect. There's life partner is life partner. You're a perfect match for each other, and I'm so happy that you have a lot of potentials. I always say there's probably at least 1,000 people who are ideal for you in a world of 7 billion people. For heaven's sakes, come on, someone's looking for you. So make yourself available. Thank you for the birthday wishes, and you're welcome about today. Thank you, Thank you very much for birthday wishes. Okay, no questions here? Come on, guys. Any questions about anything? You can ask me about anything, Silva, since the Zap meditation part is already pretty clear. Can you repeat how to do Zap? You could call them ZAP, Zap Meditations, how to turn off the outer world and how to seep in it in a moment. How to zap into it in a moment. It's very easy, and might take a little bit of practice for you, but basically what you want to do first is that you want to connect with the mind state that represents you being at alpha for you. So for me, there's a certain kind of sensation of depth and calmness and inner focus that I feel when I'm at alpha. So that I can bring about anytime during the day by just desiring it. Now, the first step I always tell people to do is to first do the meditation, even though it's a short meditation, do the programming first, where you end up in an outcome image, an outcome of having calm, feeling calm, an outcome of having greater focus and concentration, or an outcome of having reached your goal, like being at your ideal weight, or finding the love of your life, or having abundance and a lot of money in your bank account and doing the things that money can buy. Those outcome images create that and picture yourself in there and then become one with that so that you can have an experience of how it feels to you to have achieved that goal and you experience it like it's already happened. It's done. It's a done deal. Once you have that experience being in the outcome image, then that's what you enjoy for a few moments. And the more you role play outcome images, the easier it is to draw in or actualize that outcome into your life, or better than that. So it allows your body, brain, mind, your soul, your spirit to like, no, this is what I'm after. This is what that's coming my way. This is how it feels. I'm already learning to be this way. If I can see it and experience it, I can achieve it. So it's very hard to achieve something that you can't conceptualize or you haven't seen. But if I've seen it and I say, "Whoa, that's what I want," and then I experience it, oh yeah, this is what I want, this or better, then your body, brain, mind, soul, everything is going to be working towards actualizing that. But so once you've got that, then anytime that project, that thought, that anything comes to mind, you simply need to just close your eyes and recall the outcome image experience. So if I close my eyes and I picture myself already like at my ideal weight and size, and I feel so happy because I feel energetic, strong, I feel attractive, I feel healthy. Yes, and it makes me feel good inside. Ah, that's wonderful. I open my eyes. That didn't even take 10 seconds. Or if it's going to be I have more abundance in my life, I say, oh my God, I just keep attracting this money, or I got a raise. Now I can put more money away. My bank account looks great. I love it. I'm being very careful and cautious and smart with my money now. I'm respecting it. I'm just gonna be allow it to grow, and then it makes you feel safe, secure, happy, comforted. Then that's it. You open your eyes. So I hope that helps. It's very easy to achieve. So in the beginning, if it's easier for you, do your Zap meditations with your eyes closed, connecting with the experience of you having been in the outcome, already having achieved the outcome. Okay, so you do that. And then little by little, experiment with opening your eyes, but maintaining your vision blurred, your eyesight blurred, and still picturing the outcome and experiencing the emotions and the sensations, even though your eyes are open. So it's up to you to do either one, but you have the option, okay? Let me see. Did I? Thank you. Thank you. All right. And how do you program to attract love? Oh, that's a whole course. We're not going to be able to get that whole thing done right now, but we do have it. I think as one of our products on our website, and from time to time we'll go back and repeat. But I'll tell you one thing: the one way that you're going to attract love the best is for you to be in love with yourself. If you love, admire, respect, and appreciate you, and you're totally happy with how and who you are, your vibration is going to be one that is a high vibration, a positive, very happy, very loving, respectful, appreciative, high vibration. And that is what is going to help you to attract other people just like you. So if you want to attract someone that's really going to be special, make sure your life is in order, that you are radiating a high vibration. Your business is in order, your finances are in order, your health is good, you have no issues with outside people or factors, or you're not going to fight with your brother or sister or things like that. Your life is happy. I mean, you're happy with yourself. You love yourself. You respect yourself. You appreciate and admire yourself. And when you feel that way, you don't even you're not even looking for anyone. But now you have a very attractive energy that attracts people with like vibration. That would be, I think, the first step of any of that. The rest is programming to have them find you. But yeah, become the person you love, admire, respect, and appreciate. Fix up all your life, and you will attract the right love as well. The best Silva meditation for weight control is the mirror of the mind for weight management. That's probably the best meditation you have for weight control. All right. How to use Zap meditations for healing eyesight? I think for healing eyesight, you just have to do a program. If you're going to work on healing your eyesight, you're going to do, and in fact, I think Dr. Epstein has some imagery for that. But I mean, it depends on what resonates with you. So it would be some kind of an imagery where maybe you experience your eyes like maybe energy, suns or whatever, and the energy is so bright and it's healing everything within your socket, within your eye socket and all the nerve endings, all all the tissues around there. Everything has to do with your eyes and the nerve endings, connections. Everything is just healing and getting better and better and better. And it's like, oh my good, my eyesight is getting better, and and then you open your eyes. It depends the imagery. Totally has to depend on what resonates with you. Sometimes I like to picture, and we have one of these in in our Zap Meditations. I like to picture like little microscopic nanobots just healing and healing and healing. All kinds of little things around me and keeping them, up to par, like keeping them strong, healthy, young, and vibrant, kind of thing. And I imagine nanobots in my body, imaginary nanobots, of course, which is kind of science is saying that's in the future, in the near future, but repairing different things in my body. And if like I said, one of the meditations on youthfulness has to do with imagining nanobots doing that in your body, and that might be another option you can utilize. So the Zap meditations for healing would be first to do a meditation that you resonate with you, where the imagery is that of healing your eyesight, and then throughout the day connect with the outcome of you having already achieved better eyesight. Okay, that's basically the structure of all of them. Um, will there be a replay? Yeah, I think we have a replay for all of our webinars. This love thing is a big one, huh? How do you attract love? Well, we already talked about that. Um, I love you, meditation from the Silva Method book, and I had been in alpha many times thanks to you. Questioning what happened if we fall asleep. Well, if you fall asleep, you needed to sleep, so go ahead and enjoy the sleep. Okay, you'll be able to do a meditation anytime when you're awake and go back to doing it again. Um, uh, and if you fall asleep because of a meditation, it's probably because you were exhausted, you went very deep. And remember that meditating is not very different. I would just say in the positive. Meditating is very much like what you do before you go to sleep. You get comfortable, you take a deep breath, you close your eyes, you relax your body, and you zone out. You just enter sleep. Meditation is very much the same thing. You get comfortable, you relax your body, close your eyes, you take a deep breath. Only this time you start thinking about and picturing, and you get actively engaged, intellectually engaged in what you want to achieve, whether it's a formula type technique or whether it's going to be a project that you're working on or a healing imagery or whatever it is. But the longer you stay with your eyes closed and very relaxed, the deeper or the slower your frequency will go, and the deepest it can go is into deep sleep, which is delta. You go into theta, you lose awareness, and you go right into delta, and you take a nap. And when you open your eyes, maybe an hour and a half has passed because you've gone through a dream sleep cycle. So it's very much the same. So we always recommend don't get too comfortable when you're meditating, because that way you'll be able to keep yourself alert and active. So if I get like real comfortable and I'll go to sleep. But if I'm sitting straight and I have my hands on my lap or on the armrest, if I get too comfortable, then that my arm slipping from the armrest is going to help me to stay awake and finish what I'm working on. Everybody wanders when they're meditating. You just bring back your thinking back to what you were doing. Everybody kind of loses awareness and then they come back again. All of that is normal. Just if the more comfortable you get, the more you're going to tend to go to sleep or lose awareness. Okay, that's just it. Don't get too comfortable. All right. How long and how do we keep it for a longer time? What are your suggestions? How do we keep staying, again, don't get too comfortable, just don't get too physically comfortable as you're doing your meditations. In some ways, that's why when you practice like a lotus position, when you're going into a deep meditation and you see people meditating in a lotus position, I find that very uncomfortable. Plus my legs don't fold that way anyway. So my point is that the more comfortable you're going to get, the easier it's going to be for you to enter sleep. And so if you don't get too comfortable, the longer you're able to do a meditation and enjoy that deep inner state. Now, you don't need to do very long meditations to get very better results. But 15 minutes is usually a really good duration, but some people like to do 20 and 25 and more. That's fine. If you have the time available to you, I say enjoy it. You're probably going to do a very deep meditation, and you're probably going to need to have something pull you back out especially for the longer meditations, because the tendency is always to go deeper and deeper and deeper, which means slower and slower and slower frequency of brain. And as you get slower and slower, then that's where you begin to lose awareness, especially when you get into theta. And absolutely, you get unconscious, like in deep sleep when you get into delta. So again, don't get too comfortable. Thank you very much, Katarina. I'm happy it was helpful for you. And Carolyn says, thank you for doing these webinars. I love them. I'm curious about the laboratory you talked about with the two instructors. What does that usually occur? When does that occur? Actually, you're going to, it's a technique that we have in the Silva Life System at the very end, the Silva Life System course. And the live seminars are usually at the end of the fourth day. And basically, it's where you create a laboratory and two assistants with your imagination. So if I was to go into my inner state and I want to create a place of mental place of work where I have everything I need to help me in solving problems, and I call it my laboratory, then I can create it any way I want. I can have chair, a desk, calendar. I can have medicines and tools and equipment, and I can have anything that's going to be helpful for you and allowing the flow of information and the ability to solve problems from a subjective perspective. So it's your own personal creation. Your counselors as well. It's the image of a male and an image of a female who can. It's like the yin yang. It's two aspects of you in a sense that can be like a sounding board for you, or can give you ideas as to how to solve problems. Can be your helpers in your laboratory. Can be there to support you. Can give you ideas and give you direction. I mean, it's like a sounding board. It's like you talking with your higher self in a sense. And then you create these images of people to your liking. You can give them a name and personality, a nationality, an age, whatever you want, and make it real comfortable to have them as your buddies, more or less, your assistants, more or less, to be there with you in your laboratory. And to reach your laboratory, you're simply going to do a special countdown to attune yourself to a special dimension within you where you can be more creative. It's a creative dimension. So when you count from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you allow yourself to enter this creative dimension because you choose to call it that. And there you create your laboratory and you create your counselors. And then from then on, just to enter it, just count from 10 to 1 to get into the creative dimension where your laboratory and counselors are always at. Okay. But listen to the audio or take the live seminar and you'll be guided through that. It's very powerful and it can be very helpful for problem solving. And it's another way to be very creative with your Silva tools, techniques, and your human potential. So you're very welcome, Abe. And then George asks, what is the best way to slow down racing thoughts in the mind, or is it best to let your thoughts keep racing when you are meditating? I always think if you have all these thoughts coming to your mind, if you start paying attention to them and say, okay, stop. What do you want? What am I supposed to be listening to? And then you say, okay, thank you very much. And then little by little, maybe if you just acknowledge them and then maybe do some, if it requires some action from you, then say, I'll take care of that. When I open my eyes, I'll call so-and-so. Thank you so much. Maybe once you start doing that, then they'll slow down and they won't be racing around. It's almost like your inner self is kind of competing with the other part of your inner self, like two parts of you competing with one another. And one of them says, no, you're not going to relax. And the other one says, yes, but I want to relax. But here, do this and do that. And it's natural. I mean, we all have, these kinds of thoughts, and it's called the monkey mind kind of syndrome. That sometimes if you listen to them, they might have a suggestion for you, or they might want you to do something or pay attention to something that you haven't been paying attention to. So try listening to them for a while and see what happens and responding to them. Okay. And you might be surprised. All right. Thank you for doing the live webinar, Discover Your Channel, and love the Silva Method teachings. Well, thank you. We love having you here too. How frequent am I doing these live broadcasts, and how can we know about the next one? I do them, I think, about once a month. I usually do, every month we do a cottage group meeting. And right now we're doing them in English and also in Russian. We want to make sure that we're out there and helping others, and especially because Irina also has a large audience that are Russian speaking, not necessarily Russian, but Russian speaking. But anyways, so we do those once a month, and then we usually do a webinar. We try to do that once a month on a specific topic, and we always do them before we also have new products to release, like or launch as well. So, and you can find out more about that if just be part of our mailing list. Just sign up. You get a lot of content. You get a lot of free information. If you go to laurasilvaquesada.com and you sign up for that, then you sign up for the free lessons that are right there on the landing page. You're going to get meditations. You get a lot of stuff. We do give out a lot of content, and we do these live broadcasts, and also do cottage group meetings every month. So I hope you join in, and we can connect more and more frequently. Let me see. Daily add an issue causing chaos in multiple ways. Or ADD. What's the best process for healing this, and past traumas for healing? We have a lot of tools and techniques. So I think right now we're going a little bit overboard now, but you can always ask some questions about that. Drop us a line on our website. Get more information. Check out the products that we have there, and you might be able to come up with some really good things for like PTSD or ADD or things of that nature. Because we've been working on a lot of mental exercises that can help everybody. Okay, thank you so much for the birthday wishes. And Barbara says that the Zap meditation email just arrived, so thank you. Say great. And Beatriz, hi Laura, I did your father's course. I love his meditations. I'm from Brazil. Thanks for the webinar. Thank you very much, from Brazil, from India, from South Africa, from San Antonio, Texas, from all over the place. And then someone says, my boys are adults, but I have always pictures that they are still kids, 6 years old, and I'm fighting for them. What does that mean? I don't know. Ask yourself, why do I always picture that my boys that are grown up are still children? I'm fighting for them. Maybe it's just a mother's thing. I mean, we never stop fighting for our children. But I think when something so personal like that comes up, I think you need to ask yourself, what does this mean to me? What do you want me to know? What do I need to pay attention to? And you'll come up with the right answers. All right, guys, I think it's time to go. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and a wonderful weekend as well. And I'm looking forward to reconnecting with you. If there's something that you'd like for us to talk about next time around, just drop us a line, write to us, and we will very much be happy to satisfy all your needs and give you tools and techniques to move forward. We have cottage groups every month. We do the webinars very frequently as well. And be on the lookout for that email for the Zap Meditations. And I hope you enjoy that. And if there's anything that we can do to help you along the way, we're here to do so. All right. Love you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Bye. Thank you very much for the birthday wishes. Bye.